Hello and welcome to Vcheck. This will be a relatively short video, just going over the basics to try to show you how the system works. There are so many features built into this system. If I were to cover them all, this would be a very long video. Each of the major features does have its own individual video tutorial in the user's manual. So again, this is just the basics to give you an idea. If you mouse over the YouTube video to start it, you'll also see an icon similar to this in the bottom right hand corner. That should make the video full screen, which is recommended so you can see it all. When you sign up for an account, we provide you some pre-configured links to put on your website that will lead your customers to your Vcheck form. They're already pre-configured, so it's basically a copy and paste situation. You can also create links, very short URLs to put in your emails or on your invoices. A lot of ways to get your customers to the Vcheck form. So let's go ahead and jump in with that. This is just a sample site. I've placed a couple of different styles of links here. This is just a plain text link. Pay by Vcheck. We also have, 70 or 80 little icons we've already done for you if you want to use an icon. So customer goes to your website, you have your link wherever you want it. They click on that. That pops up a new window that goes, this is a test account that goes to your account. By the way, this form, this Vcheck form, can be completely customized by you to match your website. You can upload your own banners. You can put a banner on the bottom. You can choose these text backgrounds, the page background, the fonts. So again, it can be pretty well customized so it looks exactly like your website. Let's see here. I'm going to try to pre-fill most of this. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we have validation built in. So this didn't, the phone number was incorrect, so it's letting me know that. Everything else is filled out. It's fairly simple. Your customer can enter in a memo field. You can also pre-populate certain memo fields if you want. Let me go ahead and put a phone number in here. Okay, so now all my fields are there. Let me go ahead and continue to step 2. All right, and this is what your customer is seeing. So step 2 or 3, confirm data. They can go back and make a correction if they see they entered something in incorrectly. They can also send a receipt to themselves or choose not to. In this particular case, I called for the signature capture version of this form. That is totally your option. It's included in every level of account. So in this case, customer signs their name the best they can. They have to enter in the security code. And go ahead and authorize and agree to that. And that's done. They can print this receipt. They'll also get, since I elected on the previous screen, they'll get an email version of this. This confirmation number, that's key. That's generated by the system. That's also what you'll use to look up checks and what have you. So that's done. The check's been submitted. You, as the merchant, will instantly receive an email to notify you that your check's been created, who it's from, the amount, etc., etc. So let's close that and get over into the system. Okay, I've already logged into this test account. To do notes, that's an option. Don't have to use that, just happen to have them configured. Okay, this is the merchant's homepage, the merchant's control panel here. Just some summary stuff here, total checks, total amounts, Your current contact data, you can change that right here. This is the email address is who the notifications go to. I'm sorry, the second one is that. The top one is the reply to address that'll be sent out with the check notifications. To do notes is there you already. All right, over here you have all your menus. I'll just run through these real quick. Phone order form, full Vcheck form. This is a pro account, so it has every feature you can possibly get on this, just to run you through. Recurring payments, repeat customers, create, send payment link. I'll get more into that in a minute. Ban checks, submit, restore checks. Here's where you customize the Vcheck form. This is PDF settings, add a service fee, all this stuff. Search to search for a specific check, logs, reports. So you just have all your options are over here on the left. That can be minimized if you're on a smaller screen. So let's go down here. And there we go. There's today's date. This is the check that I just submitted through that form. Some other test checks. All these are bogus information. So let's look at my options here. I can preview the check, which is just a rough facsimile. If you just kind of need to make sure that that's the one you want. I can view check details, which comes in handy. It has all the basic information. It also shows me what IP address, and I can look that up. What page it came from, all of that. So sometimes you have the option here, flag check is okay. That's used. Some people use that because they don't want to just assume every check is ready to go. They don't want their staff to accidentally print and deposit checks that they shouldn't be yet. So you could tell your staff, don't print any checks that aren't flagged as okay. So if I flag it as okay, it refreshes the page, and now it's green, this button, which means that's okay to print or batch. You can add notes to checks for whatever reason, please hold for 2 weeks, whatever. That's your option. That doesn't appear on the check. That's an internal note. I can make this these are upgrade options, make them a recurring payment on a specific time schedule, or make it a repeat customer to make it easy for them to submit additional checks. I can ban the check, and I can also view, you can't see it down here, I'm sorry, hold on. You can also view the email tracking to see exactly what happens to those messages in case a customer or you does not get the notification emails. We do have full tracking on that. What you're going to be most concerned with probably is the print check. So I'm going to go ahead and print check. Boom. And what it did is just create a PDF file. And I have my PDF settings on this test account to do a live check, which is the top, and 2 voucher copies. One for the files, one for whatever. You can set that not to do the voucher copies. You can set it just to do the live check. And this is ready to go. This is a full-size business check, ready to print out. And it's that easy. So we'll kill that. Let me show you something in here. This is an upgrade option where I could choose certain checks and hit batch. And what that's going to do is put them into a batch. All the checks together, 3 up. So let's take a look at that. Okay, again, I had this set for the top check and 2 vouchers. So what it is, merge all those checks into a single file. If I went back into the PDF settings and said put 3 checks per page, that's what it would do. So again, it's basically that easy. You have your code up here on the batches. If you create batches, you can download them. You can download as a CSV file to upload to your bank if they allow such thing, undo it, delete, etc., etc. So this is basically it. Oh, I wanted to show you customers. This is available, the create send payment link. That's available for all accounts. Basically what this does, you can create an unlimited number of these if need be, or you can create a generic one, for instance, because what it's going to do is create a very short URL, which is good in emails, on invoices, what have you. So in this case, the payee, check amount, I'm going to leave blank. Memo, I'm going to leave all this blank. I can choose whether to use the signature capture form or not, which you saw previously. Request driver's license data if the check is greater than whatever amount. Let's go ahead and create a payment link. So you got 2 styles here. This is HTML. They embed in a website. This is a short URL. That is the same as this. It'll take you right to this check form, which in this case will be generic. It'll be blank. So that's what you can send your customers, an email or an invoice. You can also always check for other options for things. So the same thing applies here. If you have a customer, you need to send them an invoice, and you need to make sure they pay exactly what's in the invoice. You can enter an amount. You could add a service fee. Invoice, I want to make sure they use the signature capture. I want to get their driver's license data because this is a large check. I'm going to create a payment link. Here you go. This is a different one than what we just created as a generic one. So if we take that and pop it into the browser, all right, this is just a confirmation to make sure your merchant's, yeah, that's who I'm going to pay. And as you'll see here, the amount is hard-coded. The memo is hard-coded. They can fill out the rest of this, and when I get to step 2, you'd have to do the signature. So that's the create payment link, customizing the check form. This is just text that appears at the top. If you want to put a note up here where this blue line is, you can do this for all 3 pages. I can upload my own banners. If I want to put my company logo and what have you, upload your own banners. You can add one to the bottom if you want. Page text color, check text color, page background, choose the check background, etc., etc. So in other words, you can make this form look pretty much exactly like your website. So everything's in here. This is just a quick run through, give you a better idea of how the system works. Again, in the user's manual, which you'll get a link to when you sign up, there are full tutorials on every single aspect of this system. Thank you for watching.